Hi guys, welcome to Dream Design by D. I have a really fast and easy patriotic wreath for you guys. So the first thing you're going to need is some mesh from Michaels. They have two. They have the stripes, the red and like natural stripes, and they have the star print. They come on a roll. Unfortunately, their rolls are very small. They're only 10 feet long. So in order to make this wreath, you're going to need 2 rolls of the blue star print and at least 3 rolls of the red natural print. You can put a 4th roll in. It's just going to make your wreath more full and a little bit more heavy. And this mesh is very excuse me, thick, so just be aware. You're also going to need a frame from the Dollar Tree, a rotary cutter, some pipe cleaners, and you're going to need something to cut your pipe cleaners with. Now, I have prepared most of this because watching me ruffle mesh is boring. But I'll do 2 with you, and then we'll put it together and we'll be done. Hopefully, as I said, this will be a fast and easy craft for you guys. Maybe get some crafting in Memorial Day weekend. So I do have, these are I've been to several Michaels looking for this, and in my area, they're all on an end cap in the Patriotic section. And it's just the Celebrate It mesh, the red, white, and blue. And if anyone's interested, you can comment below, and I'll put the SKU number in there for you. Yeah, that's it. Let's get started. So, you're going to cut all of your mesh off your roll at 20 inches. You're going to get about 6 cuts a roll. Like I said, the rolls are only 3 feet long, so it does take a little bit more mesh, but the wreath comes out really cute, so I think it's worth it. You can cut your pipe cleaners in half. I'm not going to because I think it's hard to fit them around the crossbar that way, but if you can get them, then you do you. Alright, so you're going to turn your mesh this way, okay? And you're going to start right down here at the bottom. And this one is easy because this mesh is super thick. You're just going to ruffle it up. Catch that edge. Okay, then you're going to take a pipe cleaner, fold it around. And here where my mesh is a little bit uneven, just kind of pull it. It doesn't matter too much, but you might want to do it a little bit. Then you're going to crunch it up into a little flower and twist. I like to twist the mesh. It makes the pipe cleaner nice and tight. I'm going to do the second one. Now this one's even easier because if you follow this line straight up the middle here, you're going to get a nice even ruffle. Okay, so you're going to push with your thumbs and pull inward with your fingers. Then at the last, when you have where you can pretty much only get one more ruffle, you're going to pull that last one all the way in. Okay? Take a full pipe cleaner. And once again, you're going to fold it down. Okay, pull it and twist it until it's nice and tight. So, in the blue, you're going to get 12, and in the red and natural, you're going to have 18. Okay? Remember, cut at 20 inches. Next, you're going to take a Dollar Tree frame, and I'm pretty sure you guys all know where it's going already, but we're going to make an American flag. Now, it's up to you because the frames turn. I'm just going to do these 2 sections right here, blue, and these 4 sections in the red and white, but because you can turn the frame any way you want, It really does not matter. So you're going to be working with these two rings here and these two rings here. So you're going to take one of your little blue mesh bundles. Now this is not going to look like much at first, okay? And you're going to go around the first one. Going to go around those two bars like I showed you. See right here? Go around those two bars, okay? Pull it nice and tight. All right, you're gonna twist. Twist your frame, get it nice and tight on there, okay? Then you're gonna take a second one, and you're gonna go around these two bars right here. All right, and you're gonna, once you get it going, you won't have to, gonna flip it around. I like to push mine down just to give it a little more so you can really get that tight. I like to twist it once right here, and then you're gonna shove it on down. Now, once you get here, you're gonna kind of fluff it up so they butt up against each other. You're gonna give that last one a good turn, okay? And now, you're there. Okay, you're gonna do it again. And so what you're looking for here, you're gonna do 3 per section. You can do more. I'm gonna do 3. Your sections are gonna fill up really fast because this mesh is thick. It's really thick. So you're just gonna tie it and turn it. And then you're gonna take this one and you're gonna shove it down here. See, you're already getting that nice full section, okay? And when I say 3 per section, I actually mean 3 per bar per section. And then when we do the red and white, just because we have a different number, I'm going to do that. So you're going to push it down. Okay, you want to make sure that it's as flat as you can go on there, guys. Just and you're going to turn. Get it on there. Now, it's going to start, as I said, it's going to start to fill up, and the more you add, the more sections you fill up, the fuller it's going to look. I lost track of what I was doing. Not the first time. Not the first time. Okay. And as you go, see, I'm still on that first section, but it's getting a little more full, right? So as you go, you're going to do the same thing. Tie it around and turn it, and then you're going to move it on down. And then as you go, you want to pull your mesh up. Okay, so you get a nice, right here, what's going on here? And you're going to start getting that nice full. The only thing I'm going to tell you is right here, you don't want that slit part hanging out down on the bottom because it's going to make that whole thing look funny. And then here, you just want to make sure where it's split, you arrange it so that it's not split anymore. And as you fill in, you can arrange it more. It'll all be fine. Okay? And then, now I have to count. Okay. And then you do want to try and keep the knots, if you will, the pipe cleaner knots, in the center of the bar. It just helps keep them from leaning over. Okay. Here we go. Right down in the center. All right. And you're going to tie it together. So you're going to put the center of the pipe cleaner in the center of the bars. Does that make sense? I don't know if that made sense or not, but... And then the more that you put in, and the more that you fluff these up, the better it's going to look, okay? Doesn't look like much yet, though, but it will. You just have to fluff them up, butt them up against each other. Okay, don't let anyone sink down towards the middle. Like right here. See this ruffle right here where it's laying flat? You want to pull it up, get it up against everyone else. Okay, and there's your first section. All right, so then down here you can see where it's hanging over into the other sections. You're going to do the same thing. Okay, take your little ruffle. Stick it down. Push down on it just to get that sitting really nice. Tie it tight. Take it in there. Shove it up against the next one. Now I like to work in alternating bars. That's just the way I am. So we're going to do the bottom one. But you certainly can fill in the whole top bar. You can fill in the whole bottom bar. You can do however you want to do it. Okay. Then you're going to take this bottom one right here. You're going to shove it down. Now to get it where you want it to go, you might have to rearrange, you might have to do a few things, but that's okay. Right? And guys, we're almost done with the blue section. That's how fast this is. I mean, seriously, it took me probably 20 minutes to cut and make these ruffles. I watched this show on YouTube called It's History, and I watch it while I work, and I only watched one episode, and they're like 20 minutes long. So that's all it took. It's seriously that fast. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to do the top one, and we only have 2 blue left. So we're working on the inner ring here. Okay? We're going to put it in the second section. So once again, you're going to have 6 in each section of the blue, and you're going to do 2 sections of the blue, okay? And you're going to just flip it over, and you can see how full it is already. right? You're going to flip it over. Tie it tight. And you're going to push it down. And then you got 2 left, and your blue sections are done. Okay, so the last one in the blue section, and you're going to have 3 on the outer ring. I'll flip it over and show you once I get these in. You're going to have 3 on the outer ring, 3 on the inner 2 rings. Now you can just make sure you're attaching them to 2 rings. It just gives it that little extra stability. Okay, so now here's the last one right here. Okay, see, you're going to push, tie. Okay, here we go. All right, so now you can see here where we do need a little bit of fluff. So you're going to pull that, push it up in there, get that all nice and compacted. Okay, here we go. The blue section is done. It's kind of hard to see because I'm pretty close up, but just get this. See right here where you have a big gap? Pull your ruffle, fluff out your ruffles, get them looking nice and pretty. Pull this one up, this one up. There you go. All right, so now we're going to do the striped portion. And because we only have 18 of these, remember we took our mesh and we cut it at 20 inches, and then we just ruffled it up and put a pipe cleaner in the middle. And you can see why you want to use the long pipe cleaner, because I've made one other ones of these, and I made it with a half pipe cleaner. You can see how short this pipe cleaner is, even on a full pipe cleaner. With the half pipe cleaners, I just couldn't get them around 2 bars, and I had to plug and patch, and it became a whole thing. So now with these, because we have 18 and we have 4 sections left, I'm going to start by doing 4 for each section, 2 on the inner ring and 2 on the outer ring. Then I'll have a couple left over, and I'll use those to fill in any gaps. Although the last one I made, I really didn't have that many gaps at all. If you wanted to add a 3rd one to each bar, you would need one more roll of mesh, and that would get you there. So we're going to just do the same thing here, okay? We're going to grab this, and we're going to attach it. Let me turn. We're going to attach it to the outer rings. So when you first put them on, or the inner rings, I'm sorry. It's late, guys. I'm tired. Okay. All right. We're going to get this in there. We're going to pull it on. Okay, see, we're going to put it on there. We're going to tighten on the bottom. And we're going to push it over. Sorry, it's my son. It's my son's last day of preschool tomorrow, and they have a preschool group chat, and it is going crazy, which is ordinarily no problem, except when you're trying to film on your phone. It gets a little wild kind of fast. Okay. Now, I'm just going to scoot this one down so there's room for this one too. Okay. Then, because I like to alternate, I'm going to put it on the outer, or the outer two. Slide it over. And after we're done, if you have any that are really, you feel like are just too loose, you can go back and, like this one is really loose. We're just gonna attach it some more. And then you can kind of see on the back here already. Just want to push it over, and you can see how hard it is now to push over because there's so much blue mesh already. And then okay, there we go. Now we're going to do a second one on the top. Right here, same thing. Put it in, attach, turn. And when you're doing it, you just want to lift up that bottom ruffle so you can fluff it all the way up. I know it seems like I'm really fighting with this, and to an extent I am, but I promise you it's not that hard once you get going. Then we're going to do the bottom ring again. Just hit my camera. Oh man. Okay. Twist and turn. Okay. And then here we go. We're going to fluff it up. Push those in. Heard a weird sound. I think it's my baby snoring. Oh man. Okay. Same thing. Now we're already on to our second section. So we have 4 in this section right here. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take our mesh that we cut at 20 inches and we're going to turn it, put it on the outer 2, twist that pipe cleaner shut right there. And we're going to shove it on down towards this. I'm trying to do it backwards, but I'm not having very much success. Okay, so now we're going to do the bottom rung right here. And we're going to stretch that around. Oh, try to twist it between the 2 rather than around the edge of one bar, because that's going to help you keep it from I don't know, like smashing forward, smooshing, I don't know what the terminology is, but it's going to make it more look like a ruffle and less look like, so you can see now that we've smooshed it, right, it's starting to come together here, and here we might just need to, you're going to need to do some readjusting, guys. That's okay. It's totally okay. Alright, so now we have our stripes going in, and on the back you can see we have 4 in this section, and anywhere where it's really leaning in, you just want to push it through. It's going to help stand those ruffles up, okay? So you can see we have 4 here, 4 here, and now we have 2 in this section, and you can see I'm pushing, and it's getting harder to push them together. That's what you want. We're going to put 1 more here and 1 more here, and then we're done with that section. It really is fast. My gauge of wreaths is, a wreath time is how many naps it takes me to finish. Not my naps, my kids' naps. And this was a 1 nap wreath, so you know it's fast. Because my kids don't, they're getting older, they don't always take long naps. But then if they don't lay down, we are all a hot mess by the time dinner time rolls around, and let's just face it, nobody needs that, right? So here we go with the second one. Okay. If you guys have anything that you made with this Michael's mesh, I'd love to see some other ideas. So let me know. Follow me on Facebook over at Dream Designs by D. Drop a comment. It's always nice to see what other people are making, you know. Okay, so now we're already on to section 3. But I can tell you right now, this might be a place where we're going to put one of those extra ruffles. Maybe not. We have to see. You never know what it's going to look like until the end. Sometimes you make something and you're like, oh, I don't think it's going to look like much. And then you finish and you think, wow, that worked out okay. Maybe that's just me, but it's part of the reason why I struggle with lives and tutorials, because I never really know if it's going to work out until the end. I think that just comes with being creative. You know, you have to try it and see. So now we're going to go around the bottom 2 right here. Okay. We're going to push it over. Okay. There you go. It's coming together. And then you can see on the back here, I'm going to flip it over, we're at 2 here. So we're going to do... And this is what happened to me last time. It wasn't until I got to almost the last section where I liked it. So it's okay. Just hang in there with me. Okay. So you can see here what we have left. So we're going to do 2 here. And you also have to remember the blue mesh section is really full. So once we get up next to that, we're going to have a lot of extra pressure, I guess. Stuff to butt up against, really, to help with any place place where it's gapping or it might look funny. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're going to do that. Fill in that last section, that last one for that section. And remember, you're going to have an odd amount versus the amount of sections, because 18 does not divide evenly by 4. So because of that, you're going to have a few that you can put in where you need extra coverage, right? Okay. That one I might need to tighten. So you can see here where the knot got tied on the edge. If you do that, it's not going to make it's going to lay funny. So try to put the center in the center, if that makes any sense. So you can tie it right in the center, and that'll help it lay better. Okay, so there's 2 in there, and there's 2 in there. So then over here, because I want to fill in the gaps here, on this section, I'm going to work the opposite way, okay? So I'm still going to take my 20-inch mesh, but instead of pushing it down towards the other striped mesh, after I tie it on, I'm going to start in the top section. I'm going to push it against the stars and stripes, or the stars. And the reason I'm doing this is so that after I fill everything in, I know where I might need to add those few extra poofs or ruffles or whatever you want to call them, okay? Losing my voice again. I feel like every time I film something for you guys, we're going to push it up against this. That way, we're going to know, we're going to push it up against this part right here. That way we're going to know what we're going to need. So my husband took my kids fishing, and my son got his lure snagged in the bushes. So my husband went down to retrieve it, and he touched a plant. After he touched the plant, he touched his eye, and after he touched his eye, the plant gave him chemical conjunctivitis, which is pink eye. And then the pink eye turned into a viral infection, and he gave it to me. So I'm feeling much better, but I have a gross voice again. But is that not wild? I had no idea something like that could even happen. Don't worry though, if it can happen to someone, it will happen to me. Okay, so now we have 2 in that last section, and we're going to fill in the bottom. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do the top first, just because, see, you can see the gap right there. Excuse me. Okay, now this one, because it's so fluffy, you're going to have to kind of stuff it. That's okay. Just watch out for the other ruffle, and don't tie this ruffle down on top of it. That's going to... There we go. That one needs to go up there. Okay. Then you're going to take your last ruffle, It might help if you fold it up like this. And you're going to put it on the last run right here. I'm actually going to do this from this side. Okay, there we go. Okay, now, you know what? It looks pretty good, right? However, comma, I like my wreaths nice and full. And when you slide this, you have this big gap. So we have 2 of these left. So I can tell, first of all, I'm not going to sit around with 2 20-inch pieces of mesh waiting for another project or something. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to take one of them and I'm going to go on the bottom bar. And I'm going to put it right in there. Just because I feel like it needs a little bit of extra, a little something extra there. Oomph, if you will. And give it a good tie. Okay. Now this is where you want to be particular about getting it fluffed, because that's going to tell you, see how this is in the middle? You want to pull all that up, because that fluffing and pulling, that's what's going to give this a nice shape, okay? And you can see how, and as you work those ruffles, they get caught on stuff, like right here. This whole ruffle is down in here. Right? It's not doing anybody any good in there. Okay, you can see how it's coming together, right? Right here, this one's all bunched up or hunched up, as my son would say. Pull it out, shape it up. And right here, you can see how all of this ruffle is in the middle there. That's not doing anyone any good, because it's not, it's really in there. So you want to pull both sides up, right? Make sure both sides are up. If you have any places where the ruffle maybe folded in on itself, or like right here, see how far down that is? Pull it up. Fluff it up. Make sure they're really standing up. Fluff them out. Fluff them up. And see right here, right? I've got this ruffle. He's looking a little sad. Okay? And I think it's because of how much I think it's because he needs another buddy in there with him. So I'm going to find my section here. Yeah, we're going to do it right there. So you can see there's some extra space right in here. So I'm just going to push this one this way. That's funny, because in the last one I made, they were all the ones that needed extra space were on the top. That's funny. Okay. Where's, okay. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, you know what would be better? Let's put it over here. Yeah, let's put it right in here. That way we can take advantage of it on the second and the third one. I like that better. Okay. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it right in here. right in here. And then that'll give us a little more to work with. I'm going to flip it over and do it from the back, actually. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, some more fluffing. Anytime you turn it over or anytime you turn it over or rework something, there's going to be fluffing. Just expect it. Just getting it fluffed out, and ideally, there we go. Okay, then here, we're going to take this one, we're going to scoot it down. Just a little bit. All right. There we go. All right. Give it some fluffing. This one is loose as a goose, as my son would say. Okay. Guys, that's really all there is to it. That is all there is to it. And so now, after you're done, I'm not going to do it right now because no one wants to watch me do it, but after you're done, you're going to take your wire cutters, and where you might have to just push up through the hole, right? Because the more, there you go. All right, so after you're done, you want to feel for any that are loose or floppy, anything like that. I've got one right here that I can feel is floppy. Okay, after you give that all you got, you're going to take your wire cutters, snip off your pipe cleaner ends, and then tuck them up under, just like that, okay? And make everything nice and neat. If you want to cover the back, you can. I don't typically cover the back of my wreaths. I had a bad experience once with some felt on a wreath that ruined a door, which is a super big deal because we were renting and it became a humongous thing. So I don't typically do that. If you do that, that's fine. Not something I do. But once you're done, snip them off and you can hang it on your door just like this. Let me see if I can lift up the camera a little bit so you can see the whole thing. There it is. Nice, and let's turn it the right way though. there it is. All right, we're all done for today. I hope you guys have a fabulous Memorial Day weekend. I hope you stay safe, have fun, and of course, take a minute to remember the fallen. I know that it sounds cheesy. I'm not here to be preachy, but I know a lot of people in my neighborhood, people who served with my husband, who are gone, and who gave their all for this country. So please take a moment this holiday weekend and think about them and the sacrifice that they made so that we can live the way that we want to live. Because it's important, it matters, and the most important thing is that they and their sacrifice are not forgotten. So take a moment, remember them, enjoy your barbecues. I hope your weather is supposed to be better than ours. We're supposed to get a lot of rain. If you're watching this and you live in the 757, before it rains, head out to Hickory Ridge Farm and come see me and my wreaths. I'll have this guy and a whole bunch more. And that's it for me. Have a great night and a good weekend.